I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today and listening. It's been a minute since we did a podcast, but something came across my mind today that will totally change the way that you think about who you are. Some scholars have asked the question, who are we? And there have been many a number. But what I'm about to explain to you today is going to be mind-boggling, and it's going to cause the catastrophic movement of the thought process within your own mind. Now, this podcast is not to interrupt any religion that you believe in because of the amount of evidence that I'm about to give you. Actually, there is nothing else that you've heard before that could compare to this evidence that I'm about to give to you today. Now, this would be the time right now, if you do not want to hear or you having second thoughts about what I'm about to tell you. This is for the people that have the open mind and the understanding of moving forward. Lately, I've heard that people are seeing unidentified objects. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to say whether they're true or they're false. But what I do know through my research is that every time they appear to a group of people at one time less than 50. So, what is it about the UFOs and the extraterrestrial that they don't want you to know? Why do they always choose those that are less than 50 in number? Well, you have to think about it from this perspective. Our universe is larger than we could ever expect. And then our expectancy should triple by about 1,000 more, maybe 1,000,000 more times than what we could ever wonder about. And inside this vastness of nothingness lies universes. Now understand that my willingness to non-pluralize the word universes. There are hundreds and thousands of universes, according to NASA and these telescopes that we've been sending throughout the universe since the early 1900s. Now, not only have the United States been sending out these objects, these satellites, but Russia's been sending them out, China's been sending them out, and pretty basically what I'm saying is that this is a confirmation of that there are universes. Hi, I'm Dr. Raymond Felton. I am the owner of RFR TV, and I'm bringing you this message so you can be informed. Now, inside those universes, there are planets and exoplanets and God knows what else. Now, out of those hundreds of thousands of universes, there is a universe called the Milky Way. And inside that Milky Way, we have learned that there are hundreds of planets inside our Milky Way. So what does that mean? That means that at least out of 100, there's one planet that's habitable, and it's so-called Earth. And on Earth, there are millions of people. All around the world. Now, let's say you had the ability to come from somewhere other than our Milky Way, if you had the capability of doing it. And believe me, guys, if something else is out there, it has the capability to get here, because I don't believe that let me rephrase it a different way. If there's another intelligent life form out there, I don't believe that we're at the same, how can I put this? I don't want anybody to be upset with me, because I know a lot of doctors and scholars right now listening to me. I don't want the human race to feel as if that they are the superior race if there's another intellectual, terrestrial, or extraterrestrial being out there. Now, right now, you think I sound crazy and that I don't understand what I'm saying, but I do. All this is equaling up into the bombshell that I'm about to drop on you. And believe me, if you've gotten this far, you want to hear the whole thing. Now, if you had the ability to come from millions of Milky Ways and somehow stumble upon our Milky Way, well, not millions of Milky Ways, but millions of universes, and you stumble upon our Milky Way, then you still got hundreds of planets to choose from, to look at. And so happened to be that there is one that have intelligent life form, which is planet Earth. And there are many countries, and there are many states, and there are many cities within it. And each one of those have a certain amount of people. And every time an extraterrestrial vehicle, let's call it UFO, appears, you are only seen about by 50 people. Well, This is what you can make your own judgment on. Let's get to the meat of tonight's discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you that you yourself are the alien. Ha! It's strange, ain't it? Not really. Because to this day, neither one of us on this planet knows what we look like. Oh, now it really sounds strange. Well, after careful thought, I decided that if I could split myself in half, could I see vision? Can't see it. I only see what I see. If I cut myself in half, could I see my vocals? I cannot see my vocals. Wow. If I cut myself in half, could I see my smell? I can't see my smell if I cut myself in half. If I cut myself in half, could I see my love? That's a good one for you. Do you think that you could find love, or could you find a muscle? The thing about it is, sight is not the eyeball, the pupil, or the retina. Sight is what's caused by these things. And to be caused by something is greater than the things that caused it, because that one single thing is all of those that it takes to make it, plus it itself. Now, are we starting to make sense? So, you have realized that cutting yourself open, you can't find your thoughts. You can find your brain, but could you find your thoughts? No, you couldn't. So, the final answer to this question that's been plaguing everybody, where are the aliens? The aliens are you and me. Because it seems like we are wearing a shell that's adaptable to this planet. Why? Because this planet has certain things that it takes to live on it. Okay. So, with that being, if we didn't have this shell, what would we look like? What would your soul look like? Cut yourself in half and find your soul. Oh, you can't find your soul. Nowhere you look. You can't find your thoughts. You can't find your smell. You can't find your taste. nowhere inside of this shell that we're wearing. Well, who are you? What do you look like? Because on this planet, you're wearing a shell. You have to be wearing a shell because the soul is just as real as the shell. See, after a while, the shell gets old. It starts to decay. But does the soul get old? Think about it. I still have memories of years ago, and it seems like I was there right then. I've been sleeping at night, and I've had a dream, and I know where everything was. Well, that's another chapter. So, ask yourself, where are the aliens? You're the alien. I'm the alien. Because neither one of us knows what we look like. We're all covered by a shell. But underneath this shell, where are you? And who are you? And really, where did you come from? This is one to think on, ladies and gentlemen. Every piece of evidence I presented to you is truthful. And I didn't receive this through all the books. I received this by developing my own thoughts. And my thoughts are refutable. No, they're unrefutable. But you could refute them if you want to, but you would still come to the same conclusion that if you were cut in half, you couldn't find your soul. And why does every time the aliens appear to people on planet Earth, it's less than 50? Maybe every time you see them, they're picking up souls that's got trapped here long ago. This is Raymond Felton. This has been the Raymond Felton Report. Tune in next time. Peace.